What do you need to know about your friends and your family in the month of April? Let's take a look. Thank you, Spirit. What does this collective need to know about friends and family in the month of April 2025? Friends and family in the month of April 2025. I feel like one of the things that you need to think about is where you feel like there's an unequal, an unequal distribution in the communication. And for some cases, it's like you haven't been holding your weight. I feel like, and it's okay, like that happens, but I actually feel like there's some connections where you need to own that you were going through a hard time. That's perfectly fine, but you have to kind of like come clean on your communication. Yeah, you've been like holding back and kind of abandoning some connections, I feel like, with the Five of Crystals, and so it's time to actually own up what's going on. If you don't want to be in that connection anymore, that's fine, but I feel like you're supposed to be more transparent, because I'm seeing the Page of Crystals, the Ten of Wands, and then also the Three of Cups. So like there's good connections here, but in order to have those connections maintained, you have to do your part too. And I just feel like, yeah, I feel like you've been struggling with communication in the past weeks. Four of Cups is here, and it's almost like you want to be able to say the perfect thing or know the perfect time to say something. I feel like there's something that's been that has been weighing you down, and that it's finally time to communicate this, okay, with family and friends. So if you've been waiting, yeah. I see the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups. You're literally trying to figure out the exact perfect time to say something in some of your relationships. I actually feel like this is multiple relationships, just the way that it's coming out. So this can be I'm saying family and friends, but any other like key relationships around you, roommates, like neighbors, whatever. If there's like a connection that you've been waiting for some perfect time to say something, but you know that there's something that's on your chest, it's time. You have to do it. Okay. So like, I feel like Mercury retrograde is also kind of that timing of like, don't be impulsive with what you need to say, but as Mercury is like going back, and then it's going to retrace its steps. So I feel like it's maybe during that shadow period when Mercury goes back direct on April 7th, and then it travels through Pisces again and then Aries again. It's kind of like you didn't take the opportunity before when you should have, so you're gonna do it then. So I feel like you have a little bit of time, maybe a week, before it's like, okay, now it's time. So like figure it out in this last week of Mercury retrograde. Figure out what it is that you're going to say, but then you actually need to say it, because this is you not saying what you need to say is causing more disruption, and it's like making you not live in your integrity. Hanged Man. It's literally keeping you stuck. You have to communicate, okay? And yeah, this is like a timing card as well. It's like, even if you don't want to stay in relationship with somebody, like a friend or whoever it is, you have to be honest. And this is another space where you're holding yourself back. And I feel like this goes back to, our first cards of the reading of like the Strength card in reverse and the Seven of Wands. Like, you're not being strong here, and it's time to step into your power and to actually speak what you need to speak. I feel like there's more. So thank you, Spirit. What's the other thing that this collective needs to know about friends and family, or this communication? Yeah. Okay. So just to be super clear with the Magician card coming out, I really do feel like it's something that you are going to, like, you're supposed to do once Mercury goes back direct. Okay. So like after April 7th. And so yeah, if you're like waiting for this perfect timing, like that's the timing. Okay. But don't wait for much longer than that. And you can use Mercury retrograde to help you figure out what it is you want to say. Maybe you're practicing things like that, because I know that you are trying to be careful about how you say this, but it seems like this is something you gotta do this. Okay. What else? Yeah. The Hierophant card. And the Two of Stars. Okay. And the Six of Wands is here also. So this is showing me that you can be like victorious in this, successful in this. And it is a lot about like being balanced in the way that you communicate. So like owning your part. You're not blaming the other person. You're owning your part. I do feel like for a lot of you, there's really valid reason why you haven't said whatever it is that you need to say, but at the same time, you not saying it is actually like making the situation worse. So now you have to find that balance of knowing that, like, okay, you can do your very best to communicate this in a way that you hope that they're going to be able to receive. Communicate with compassion, communicate what's on your heart. You also cannot control what the way that they receive this is going to be. Yeah. 7 of Crystals. You cannot control all of their emotions. You can't control how they take it. So all you can do is show up as your best self and make sure you're not acting in a manipulative way. And then it's going to be up to them of whether they're willing to take this message in. 2 of Crystals. You can only control your side. You're not going to be able to control all of it. Anything else? Anything else that you need to know? Yeah. For some of you, I know this is like ending a connection or a significant change in the dynamic, but like, let's be honest, you not bringing this up is already showing how the dynamic isn't working for you. 5 of Cups, 3 of Crystals. So by you continuing to sit in this energy, you're not showing up as your highest self, which is then not aligning with all the other things that you want to bring in for yourself, right? You want the best things in love. You want the best things in finances. Then you have to show up in that way in all the areas of your life. So if you want to have the successful Taurus season that you want, Queen of Stars, this is something you got to take care of. You want to be aligned. You want to be on the vibration of calling in good things in finances and career. You want to be on the vibration of calling good things in for love, romantically. You want to be on the vibration of calling in great relationships in family and friends. And you have to act in alignment with those things. That's the lesson here. All right, let's go to maybe career and finances next.